Hey, what's up and good morning? I got a water, already had a coffee, so now I have another coffee, I have a water, and I'm ready to go, man. I'm excited this morning. I just want to jump into this project. I want to jump into um the first day and first project, and I'm really feeling fresh today. Yesterday, put in the work, and I was surprised that I never got far, but then I probably did get far. So this morning I just came in, I made this benefits 3 and I put here Northwestern 1, and this is going to be like the CTA that talks about um, the Northwestern University that has to go there. So now I want to add a new page and I'm going to talk about that now. This morning I finished doing my journal and I've been thinking about doing a small article or a blog for my Medium called Figma and the Bbs Ui project day one, baby. And man, so conflicted whether I want to go this direction or I want to go into like the real UI direction. But I had wanted to like capture some of my thoughts and the things that I have thought about in the morning. There are a bunch of things I've thought about in the morning, especially just coming off um like coming off of this emotion of creating yesterday and just putting in the time. So I say the only way to learn at all is to actively create in it. Let me zoom in, considering it will just make sense. Yeah, man. So the only way to create at all is to actively create in it. And I found myself I was running out of time and I needed to be able to ship our products in our institution. So I decided I won't make sense to fully code the entire front end and the back end of our website. So instead, I'm going to use a web builder like Elementor or Webflow. And nobody prepares you for the fact that if you don't have a tight design for your UI or what you're trying to achieve with your web builder tool, it's basically pointless to try and use whatever you are saying. So you're going to have to ship something. You have to. So there's no in between about that, right? So the idea is I need to ship two things. Oh, sorry, let me keep reading. So, anyways, I got started yesterday with the goal of shipping a web builder project Elementor. And since I wanted to use WordPress as my backend, and I only want to be able to ship 2 pages, I had only wanted to ship 2 pages yesterday, and that's the homepage and the elements that the students can then log into. As the other coming weeks I keep building, I shall ship some other pages as a continual iteration. So the challenges. Alright, so the art direction and the copywriting for the front page wasn't tight. So I found this to be a challenge yesterday. I don't know how else I can talk about it. Maybe this should come last. Some insights. So thinking of the UI in terms of Flexbox. So yeah, I've been studying CSS and front-end technologies for a while, and I thought I shall make the UI such that it can be made into divs that are responsive. I thought, maybe this way I can go ahead and start writing the CSS. I can comfortably make it responsive. Actually, it has to be responsive because I anticipate that most of the people who shall be viewing our website will be doing it from a mobile phone and not necessarily from desktop. And I wonder if like this web builders like Elementor can allow you to like build a mobile responsive landing page. I hope so. So as I found myself in this unique position of needing to finish this project quick, I cannot separate the process of research and execution. They have to work in tandem. Such I find that I'm learning a lot in the process, but then I cannot articulate my learnings as would be different had I been able to like do deep research first before jumping into the process of working. So now it has to be in conjunction. This is important, I think, I thought about it when I was doing my journal in the morning. So a different approach should be that I get this project and then I get into like research land, and I would make a bunch of research, share my research, make that research a point of reference, talk about, and that research would inform by like the design process and how that design is working and how that design is evolving. But since I have to shape this project, research and execution has to work in tandem, such that when I find out about needing like typography, like I need to find out about typography right now in the project and execute right now, not like to do it later on at a later stage, do it right now. And or if I find out about colors and I need colors, I find out about colors right now, I execute right now, and I move on. I don't start like I don't give it days. I don't ask for people's opinions or whatever. I just like execute and move. And I said, so I think this is how most quick projects are executed. And you could probably find that some people have a checklist that they go through when they are working on such like a thing. And when the project is quick, they're almost similar learnings. Oh, and then I also wanted to talk about the deep resources in the Figma community. This should also be like a bold. So I have used some incredible resources within the Figma community. I used especially two free community projects to think about how I was going to grow mine, to think about colors, typography, icons, and other elements. I was so impressed to notice some attention to details from these creators, and it gave me insight how I can name my tools, organize my pages, etc. One of the best tools is Landify UI Kit. Alright, so that's also something I could talk about. So yeah, so those are how many? This 1, 2, 3. This 4. So name your X and iterate. So I learned this process back when I was doing graphic design and layout design. Mosquitoes, bro. As a powerful concept to imagine visual direction. So when you name a part of the design or a layout in your big design, you're able to imagine different directions that you could take. So because of this freedom, I could quickly ideate a few directions that my layout could take. So for example, like a header. So now this is a header, and I remember I did that yesterday. Here you see header, benefits, testimonial, traction, how it works, CTA 1, testimonial 2, then CTA 2, then footer. And so I could technically have an idea of these things. And when I'm coming now to design and to think about these things, and I know this is so desktop 1 to desktop like 6, these are technically headers, right? So headers, benefits, testimonial. This traction 1 is northwestern 1, and then of course there's going to be another CTA over here, and how it works has to be here, and then like testimonial 2, then the footer. So those are the other things I need to build, like maybe 2 or 3 other tools that need to be here, and I could keep reimagining it and keep thinking about the design. But now, as you can see, the way I'm talking about it is once you name your thing, your part in a layout, and you can technically have an idea of the elements that are in that layout. So for example, in testimonial, I have the image of our doctor founder here, and then I have something like his speech or something he has said and his name, and then you see this can exist in just, you can start thinking about different ideas of how this could exist, and you could expand. You could just keep expanding that a visual dynamic because you've named your part of the layer. When I was doing layout, it would be the same. I would say something like, so this is my, I don't know, like my left nav, my left sidebar, and I would really now just get to really be creative with my left sidebar. How do I want it to look like? How can the layout be? and you'd find there's so many. You could stack your type on top, or you can stack it at the bottom, or you could play with the elements within like the field that you have. So all these things can kind of work when you name your X. And that is some insight that I think I have that is kind of cool, kind of strange, and I want to convert that into knowledge. And then so just work on the interesting part first. So when I started working on the UI, I found that after really flexing a few ideas on the header, I quickly got stuck on my next part of the UI. It's then that I decided for a quick framework that I had decided to follow. I'll just pick the most interesting part and execute on it, and I shall not follow it chronologically. And so this is now what I'm doing here now. Just like I stopped working on the benefits. I went to work on the testimonial. I thought that was more interesting. This morning I added this new benefits one because the idea came to my mind, and that's and that's the last point. This is creative confidence. So the idea is I have learned the power to execute an idea that drops in the mind, even when it looks like as though it's stupid. So I just want to trust that if I follow that hatch, something will give. So if an idea drops in the mind, it's best to pursue it and see where it goes. So man, like that, just kind of like creative confidence, and the two things that have come to my mind. One is I want to put out a new page, one page called blog, and in this new page called blog, I should probably have this Medium article here, and then I'm probably going to I don't know make like design around this, make something small, write something about this, tools I used, things I learned. Actually, by the way, those are things I could add. Um, things to add could be tools I used. So, tools I used, research I got, things I learned, uh, mistakes I corrected. Because now you see, like for example, like things I learned. For example, like an example is I learned. Maybe I shouldn't have started with I learned, but something about typography. About how to create global styles. So these are type styles and color styles. Yeah, so when I learned that, that was pretty cool. I didn't know that. I just kind of figured out when I was working. So I learned about that. I don't know yet how to use variables, but I'm sure I will probably learn in the process. Research, maybe I could say some dribble shots I reference. Tools I used, Figma, community files, icon packs, web pages, maybe, I don't know. Yeah, so these are things, man. These are things that I think are like a dope information to add when I'm capturing this information. So this could totally exist in this place of blog as part one, because I've already established today in my morning pages that you want to view creativity as like as a work in progress. So creative work as a work in progress. my new view, or like my insight, is that creativity is a work in progress, and everything you make today, you can improve upon tomorrow. Tomorrow, you can tweak upon tomorrow, and it never stops. So, such that now, like the work that I did yesterday, all that work, all that figuring out the colors, the why of the colors. I'd already done some work actually, and this is true for this project. I've already done some previous work. I've already done work in. I've already done work. Let me stay here so I can be more inspired. I've already done work to figure out some of the colors, some of the people we are targeting, the why of the website, the thing that I'm trying to make. And so that's his previous work that obviously can't show in in a work session like this, but then it's always prudent to like acknowledge that you have that type of thing, going on. So yeah, man, so I want to do that on the blog over there, but I don't know how. I feel it's so crazy to work, man. I feel like every time you're working is you're fighting laziness, and you're just forcing yourself to act. Because it's so easy to not act, because maybe you don't know if you're right, type thing, and that's why I'm saying creative confidence is just saying, okay, fine, let me just act on this thing and publish and go. Like right now I want to publish on Medium, but I also want to work on this, and I'm having that tension. What would Chris do? I mean, I already have the article. How about if I massively minimized the work that I think I have to do and just like create a new post with mhm. How do you write? I'm trying to no. Okay, I got there now. One of the things I can do, I can just copy paste this. And then later on, thing about Figma that a notion that I don't like is the way it copies in blocks. And the Bbs Ui day one. Oh, please tell me my internet still works. Let me take the screenshot. Then let me post this. So what I'm going to do, so now it's here. Now I'm here. It already. So here's the thing. if I oh, if I don't Control X, if I don't update this thing by the time I'm done working, I'm just going to hit publish like that, and then come back later on and but all right. All right, so this is definitely getting posted. All right, so now that is out of the way, my energy just went push. I hate it here, bro. All right, so man, your boy crashed and burnt out and stopped doing this, which is a cool thing that I should probably talk about. I am so wowed by creatives who work hard. Maybe I should write about that. I should say by creatives to work hard, and I mean like 8 straight hours coding. It's a skill, and I wrote about that in my blog post. Like here, what does it mean to work hard? And I said that hard work is a muscle, man. It's like you just have got to keep pushing, or like you can't no more. Yeah, I've thought about a few things I could say. These are real tools that I'm leaving behind for myself. Let me just finish this design quick, and then I shall work on the blog. Let's go, man. So I wanted to come in and just finish it quick. So I'm following this process. There's something else I wanted to add that I saw on on Landify. By the way, I haven't mentioned, but I got the new Landify, the updated one, version 2. Anyway, I thought I should probably bring in something like this, something like selected works, but I don't know how I can have it like as a gallery of sorts. So this is called project. I thought I could bring in something like this. So this is 1440 by 1260. Let me see if I can bring it in here. New frame. Mm. 1440 by 1260. And then this frame, I'm going to call it, how did he call it? Selected works. I could call it gallery. Because I'm feeling, man, I have a bunch of things or like images that I could probably have in here. That is how traction, I don't know what to say. How he does it, he just like he has a bunch of them. He has maybe 4. He has. This almost look like a blog, and yeah, this looks like something I love this. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to maybe create a shape in here and make sure it's square. Yeah, maybe 400 by 400. Yep. Let's see. So let me see. Can I manage 3 of them? So and then I could have like a text here. I could go with maybe large level and say gallery. Yeah, something like that. And then I can come in assets, and then I can like copy this. Paste here. You know. And then I don't know how I shall. But I'm going to have to crop it anyways. And so let's crop it such that it fits in here. So let's let that stay. go back to assets. Let's bring this in. This really, it's, no, let's just, so I'm going to just drop it in there first. And then just make sure it's its original size. And then I'm gonna crop it. You could make it such a way that it's a JavaScript file where, like, when you click, something happens. Control C. That thing just flipped up on a brother. I'm fascinated by how, like, designers have to think about the UI. I know for a fact that even let me get this first. That even people who are working on, like, big projects, like a Microsoft Windows UI, have to think about, like, the UI, bro. So this is one of those ideas. I'm really trying to see if it could scale. I think one of the best things about me personally doing this is I'm coming through with a bit of experience in graphic design. So, and then I've been looking at a bunch of UIs for a little while on Instagram, on Dribble. So this doesn't feel extremely new. I'll go with this. There's another one with doctors, this and this. Yeah, so let me go with this first. Control C, web pages, Control V. Just really make it small. Really make it small. Really get in there. Like, really try and get in there. And then just expand you a little bit. And then ideally now make your feet Okay, so what? So yeah, it's starting to come alive. Let me now go for this. Control C. Let me go back to the web pages. Control V first. So whenever you're making like a brochure website, what then happens is there's going to be like a lot of conversation around what do you guys really do, who is important, how do we share that information with the world. That's what now I'm finding out, especially like about this. Cool. So I have my first gallery. I'll be keen to see how that evolves. I was supposed to go to CTA2, which was a newsletter. This was the sandbox I was working on. So CTA2. So okay, so fine. The next one was how it works. I was thinking, I don't know, like what I can say about this. How to join online. So this is 1440 by 480. I'm going to call it CTA2, but this one also how it works. But let me skip that. 1440 by 480. By the way, I could go back to gallery and make it also gray. So remember, this is always like where you can start from, and then your design can build and breathe. Okay, so let me create so gallery is done, northwestern one is done, testimonial 6. So I'm going to bring CTA2. Remember, I've skipped how it works. CTA2 is download prospectus. I have 580. I'm going to call it CTA 2. That's what I'm gonna call it. For CTA 2, I'm gonna make it orange, which is maybe not a good choice. Maybe I should have gone with the green accent. And then H2, institution. So I'll go with something like H6 maybe. H5. So this is CTA tool. This guy had he had a few icons in here. I'll go with large label. So this is CTA2. I wish I could expand that aesthetic, but I'm coming there. And then the next thing after the is testimonial 2. And then CTA3. Okay, let me get another frame. So this frame, I'm going to call it testimonial 2. And so in here, first of all, going to make sure it's gray. Majority of our web page just follows this theme. And then heading to how lives have been transformed. I wonder if he has a grid. I will eventually guess need to turn on a grid so that I can align some of my things. To and then another, maybe like a H1. And then yeah, I could have that for now. And then now let me create the I wonder how big his were. 350 by 196. And then another text here. Heading H5. body, and let's just load if so follow it. And so I think I'm going to I'll just duplicate this twice. And that looks like a good CTA. So let me just expand this CTA now. Right, so yeah, that CTA works quite well actually, by the way. I mean that testimonial, and then CTA 3 would be the newsletter, and then the footer, and that the homepage will be done. I keep reminding myself. 416. Alright, so these are a bunch of things he has in here. So here I'm going to have and then I'm going to have to so yeah, let's have I wonder if I joined some of the ones that I actually liked, if it will give me here I'm going to have an icon. So let me just have a like an ellipse here. And then let me have like 2 of them. Let me make this like dark, and then let me just also like make sure the Control Z and make sure this is selected, and make sure CTA3 also has a background of gray, and then we finalize by my small footer. This is my small footer. I'm gonna go with 1440 by something like and then I'm gonna call it footer 1. Then I'm gonna make sure for my footer my color is the brown, right? And then I'm going to make sure, so here for traction is what I don't know what I'll have in the traction. And then also there are a bunch of footers that I could also think about. I could think about how the testimonial looks like, and I could totally just expand now this design. So if you put it together, that's a simple landing page. Quite honestly, it's pretty in my view. But now I need to, in fact, even go to the landing page. I have to bring in a bunch of icons, so there are a few things I don't have. So I don't have icons. I don't have illustration. How to join, how to apply, or maybe I could say 3 ways. Available programs, for example, and available programs could be online, or day, full-time, online, and then part-time. And then I also don't know what to say about Northwestern University. But I'm actually very proud of how it's coming out. And also like the brown, green, and orange color scheme is starting to work, in my view. Starting to come together. So I'm just going to keep looking at it just silently now. Like I realize a lot of design, UI, whatever. I'm really drawn to this one and this one. I'm really drawn to these two designs. There are so many designs of home pages that one could make, but one has to, at the end of the day, make Let me pause now so that I can just think or rest time elsewhere. Alright, so I've just kind of just been sitting here, just staring at the screen for like the last 6 minutes or something. I have been looking at what to add. In fact, I want to add another CTA, and I'm calling it CTA 2. And so let's move this one down. Just slightly, like so. So I wanted to come in here and down here. At like and then create a new CTA, but it will be very small, like 1440 by something like maybe 200, enter, and then I'm gonna call it CTA 2, CTA 1. Let me use uppercase 1. Let me make sure CTA 1 is gray first, and then I'm gonna have a frame up here, and then it could be something like let's go with 15, and then let's have another something like a H2, not like a H5. Maybe H4. Hey, Summer. What?
Sasa, gotea dad.
Good.
Dad.
Mwah. How are you, baby? How are you, baby? Zama. Mwah. Go to mommy. Daddy needs to go get some bread for you.
Some what?
Bread.
There's no any chapel.
Oh, there's chapel. Totally forgot. And then I'm going to have another one, and then I'm going to have my number here as a placeholder, like H3. Two 5 4 7 2 7 0 64 120. Then maybe I can have a phone icon there. So yeah, this could be CTA 1. And then like I can imagine it in different ways. Like 2 call to actions, like immediately after each other. So like the register today, let me see if I can make it brown. So be yeah, even that could work, by the way. But I would like to introduce all those, like all the 4 colors, like almost immediately. And so, and like find a way of using it. So this CTA is cool. I thought of another CTA that I could bring in would be like read our blog, but then right now I don't have a blog. But then I could imagine how that might look like if a blog was there. So let me pick the ones that I love. Here, there's no option. I'm just gonna have to like to pick these 3. Traction. I need to work on traction. I think traction. Let's give it like that. So the div will be gray. But I don't even know what traction to. Oh, there's another one called programs I had thought about. Our programs, and then let me just do it. In programs, there's on full-time, part-time, and online. But how can I represent that? I feel like this is already too huge. Yeah, it's too huge if you think about it. Okay, now I'm hungry, man. So what I need to like really think through this design of mine if I want it to work. One of the ways to think about it is to imagine if it's a full web page. Anyway, just remembered one thing that I've done right now. In testimonial 3, I wanted to bring in I had wanted to see maybe it won't work, but who knows, man. I wanted to bring in a few people in, individually in there. Mm. So let me get one last one. Preferably even like somebody who's not yet here, but I haven't put it. It's another thing that this is helping me to also no to also think about the web page. Control Z. And now I'm just convinced like how massively important something like doing UI is just basically just for this one. So have that, yeah. Nini ya baba? Hmm? Nyama nyama nyama. So yeah, I'm happy I brought that in. I really would like to come back and think about about this CTA1B. Then there's benefits. Then there's testimonial 2. Then there's testimonial. Then there's CTA 2. Then there's CTA 3. I think I should not call it CTA 2 and CTA download. Alright, so now I have a rough idea of my landing page. Let me stop from here.